Wake up, polish up. What's up? It's your girl, Polish Sis with Bliss. I am back with another video here to help you polish up your mind so that you can get on your entrepreneur grind. So, today's topic is how to stop self-sabotaging yourself. I'm going to give you 15 habits that you can let go of. So if you are new to my channel, go ahead, subscribe, click that like button and hit the buzzer so you can be notified every weekend when I post a new video. All right, let's get to it. So we're going to start off by saying I need everybody to be honest and admit we do have some bad habits that we have within ourselves that does keep us back from success, that does keep us from our own happiness. Sometimes we do beat ourselves up. That's what self-sabotaging means. It means that you are sabotaging yourself from your own happiness and your own success. I'm going to help you and give you just a little idea of some tips and tricks that you can do along the way in your journey to self-success and also spirituality and spiritual awakening. So the first tip that I'm going to give you is going to be waiting for someday. You know how you do. Waiting for someday to do that big thing. It's a time and it's a time that you always put it off for. The time is now. If you want to do that thing, go ahead. The time is now. Okay? Stop waiting for someday. Tomorrow is not promised. Do it today. Alright, so we're going to go to number 2. Doubting yourself. Stop doubting yourself. Believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, who else is going to believe in you? So when it comes down to the point where you need to go ahead and get some stuff done, believe in yourself, think highly of yourself, and have that confidence that you need to get to the thing that you want to achieve. So we're going to go to number 3. Number 3, the third tip, is all about waiting on someone else. Why are you waiting on the next person's life to live your life to the fullest? That one there is pretty much self-explanatory. Your life is the life you're living. Do the things that you want to do, the things that set your heart on fire, the things that fulfill your heart's desire. That is the thing that you need to focus on. So that right there was the third habit that you need to let go of. Letting go of wanting to wait on the next person. So we're going to go to number 4. Number 4, the fourth habit that you need to polish away is procrastination. When you want to do something, schedule a time that you plan on doing this. Schedule the date and the time. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be moved around when you get to a point where you have something else scheduled. But at least if you designate a time and a date for when you're going to do something, that helps you with procrastination. Stop putting things off. Go ahead and get that stuff done. So we're going to move on to number 5, the 5th habit that some people don't realize is sabotaging themselves. That habit is caring what other people think. Everybody judges. They judge you. If you know who you are within yourself, don't worry about what everybody else has to say. Do what you want to do because it makes you happy. Don't worry about what no one else has to say. If they're going to judge you, so what? Just be yourself and do what you would like to do. So that moves us along to habit number 6 that needs to be polished away, and that is thinking instead of doing. We all tend to overthink and really analyze the details of how something is going to happen. If we want to do it and we know why we're going to do it, that's the main thing that's going to give you the fuel to keep going. So stop thinking about it. Stop looking at a paper over and over about an idea that you want to do. Stop thinking, just do. So that moves us along to tip number 7. This is the 7th habit that you are not realizing could be self-sabotaging yourself. And this is perfectionism. You get something done. You analyze it over and over, and you try to make it so perfect to where you're not realizing you waste so much time going over and over on something that could just be done. No one is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. It's okay. Be yourself and just let it go. Let that stuff get done. Instead of waiting and making things perfect, just get it done. Just do it. Submit it. Turn it in. Perfectionism. That is one of the next habits that people don't realize. So we're gonna move down to number 8. Number 8 is the 8th habit that self-sabotages you, and that is neglecting your mental health. This one is very important in society right now. They're not realizing that life happens. You get stressed, you get worried, you get overwhelmed, but with your mental health, this is something that you need to have in check every night, every day, when you wake up and before you go to bed. Some things that you can do to keep your mental health in check is to take some quiet time alone by yourself where you can actually stop thinking, let go, and just breathe. Be in the calm and stillness. That will really quiet your mind, and it will really just decrease the stress that you have. Just really give you a calm sense of ease no matter what happened throughout that day, especially if you do this at the end of the day. You should always have a calm mind before going to sleep for the next day. So that brings us down to tip number 9. Tip number 9 is about not being afraid to ask for help. Nothing should be a challenge for you to not get something done. If it's something you need help with, find a mentor, find a coach, find someone who knows what you're going through, someone who's been through it already, who can really give you tips. Because I'm sure if someone's been through something already, they can help you because they've already experienced the temporary failures that they had to go through and push through. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you really want to get things done and stop sabotaging yourself, it's no excuse. I'm giving you these habits so you can really think about all of these habits and really think and just evaluate, are these things that I have a habit of doing? It's okay if you are doing any of these things. This is just a mindful exercise just to take some time and really determine if this is something that you're dealing with. So we're going to move on to tip number 10. Tip number 10 is all about trying to multitask. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I was the queen of multitasking. As a mother of 3, that's something that I felt like was getting me more done. But little did I know, it left me to overwhelm. It really left me to pressure and stress because I would try to juggle more than one task at one time and didn't realize that I would half do one thing and jump to the other and half do the next, and it was just too much. So focus on one thing at a time. You will really get things done faster when you use your whole attention and awareness on one task. That full energy on one task helps you get things done way much easier, I promise you. I've done that multitasking thing for years, and it just leads to a chaotic mind full of chaos. So that's something you definitely want to leave behind if that's one of your habits. Tip number 11 would be to stop living in the past. Yes, we have been through some hurtful times in life, some times in life that has been making you think about it over and over and over. But I'm going to tell you now, if you know the secret that you are what you think about, that you really can attract what's on your mind, it's a known fact to not think about the past. You need to stay in the present moment because the time is now. When you're breathing, that breath that you feel in and out, up and down, that's now. So thinking about the past is only pulling you back to that moment to experience those emotions about the past. If that past moment was hurtful, why would you want to relive and re-experience that over and over again? Leave the past in the past. Let it go. I know I say let it go a lot because I'm telling you, when you let things go, then you have more energy that can flow. And that's where the true love, peace, joy, and bliss comes in. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to step number 12. This is habit number 12. I'm sorry. If this habit is one of yours for number 12, wasting money on stuff, this is a way to self sabotage yourself when you really want to do something that's more meaningful for yourself. Wasting money on little random things that adds up. If you want to start being mindful, start budgeting, start writing out your expenses, your bills, and the things that you spend, and keep an eye and track on what you spend. When you spend unwisely, then you will start thinking about it later and you will start regretting the things that you spend. So that's one habit to just be mindful on. If you're wasting money on different things that you really don't need, just start making a priorities list of the things that really are more of a priority to you. So now we're going to move on to habit number 13, and that's assuming the worst case scenario. So people fail, whether it's a success or whether it's a failure, whether it's something that they want to do, whether it's something that they don't want to do. You are going to fail, but you know when failure comes, you fall and you get back up. Just like when you're a kid learning how to ride a bike. I'm pretty sure every adult right now knows how to ride a bike. So you got to think about life like that. Don't assume the worst case scenario, because that's what you can expect. When you put your energy towards a situation you don't want to happen, whether you believe it or not, that's the energy that your heart is in. That's the energy you're pulling into your current scenario. Start being positive. Expect the best. Expect what you want. Don't expect the worst case scenario. Don't pull that negative energy into your circumstance. Don't think the worst case scenario. Start being more optimistic instead of pessimistic. And we're going to move to tip number 14. Tip number 14 is, when you are optimistic, you need to learn how to observe your attitude day to day. Because one of the habits that I tend to realize a lot of my clients have as well is telling themselves that they're stuck. I've done it in the past as well, and that's why I'm so empowered to help women in the same nature of what I grew out of. So when you tell yourself you're stuck, you count yourself out. I'm telling you, you're counting yourself out. If you want to believe in yourself, then do it. Don't sit there and worry and stress and doubt about things. Don't count yourself out. That's just one tip that I say is really a powerful tip, because when you're telling yourself you're gonna be stuck, you literally, your word is your wand. Just like that book from Florence Shin, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing her name, but your word is your wand. Words are very powerful. There's power in the tongue. So when you speak out negativity on yourself, you're not helping yourself. You're only harming yourself. If that's one of your habits, just be mindful. Things don't happen overnight. This is some things just to take time out and really observe within yourself. And now we came down to the very last tip. And this is for the 15th habit that you might be having, that self-sabotaging yourself. This is blaming others instead of taking responsibility. This is probably going to be a hard one for a lot, but what you don't realize is everybody was born by themselves and they die by themselves. You have to start taking responsibility for your own actions, because we are all adults here. We have to start thinking about what we have done to make certain things happen. When we are more responsible, then we can actually observe and identify what we did wrong or what we can work on and start doing better to make the situation a different situation, to make it a little better. Even if it's something that we need to observe from people we are surrounded by in our environment. When you are mindful on the responsibility of where you could have done better, then you have more opportunity to change a situation. When you blame others, it puts you in a defeating mode where you can't really do anything about the situation. There's always something that you can do when you take responsibility for your actions. So once again, that was the 15 habits that you didn't know was sabotaging yourself. the 15 bad habits and 15 tips to go right along with it. So once again, that was waiting on someday, that was doubting yourself, that was wanting another person's life, wanting to wait on another person's life, procrastinating, caring what other people think, thinking instead of doing. That was perfectionism. That was neglecting your own mental health. That was being afraid to ask for help, trying to multitask, living in the past, wasting money on stuff, assuming the worst case scenario, telling yourself that you're stuck, and blaming instead of taking your own responsibility. Once again, I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, go ahead, like this video, show me some love. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I do post videos every single weekend. And once again, stay polished and for the win. Until next time, thank you for watching this video.